Hey everybody. So I'm making this video for myself and for you, and to kind of go over just some meal planning tips, kind of like meal planning 101, because I know that's where a lot of us struggle, is the meal planning and the meal prepping portion of any healthy lifestyle. I know from personal experience that it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to go from what's for dinner, pick up Taco Bell, go do it on a whim, whatever, to having a plan, having a prep plan, figuring out what works for you and your family, and then how it's going to be successful for your journey. And it doesn't happen overnight, but I don't want you to be scared about it, because in the year and a half that I have been on my journey, this meal planning and meal prep, it's like a light switch went off and the whole thing kind of changed. And it took a couple of months to get Leonard on board and to get the girls on board. But once we all kind of saw the benefits of meal planning and then the benefits for me for meal prepping, it's a no-brainer. It just is now a part of life. And even on Sundays is our day to sit down and meal plan. And then when Leonard goes to bed, I prep what I can. That's just what I do. I try to get all my, rice, quinoa, all of that stuff prepped, any boiled eggs, any salads. I try to do all the stuff that you can do ahead of time. There's some things you can't. You just can't. And there's always curveballs thrown at you. So if you have something planned, but you have to stop by Taco Bell, then it's okay. Just don't do it every day. So what I wanted to share with you is just take baby steps, okay? So it sounds a whole lot simpler than that. I mean, I know that. So really, all you need to do your meal planning is, I recommend a piece of paper, obviously, and a pen. However you want to do it. Lane came up with this cute little meal planner for us because it used to be her job to do our meal plans for us. And then when I took it over, I kind of took it one step further and added breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks and all that jazz. But it didn't, again, I need you to understand, it doesn't happen overnight. But when you get it and it clicks, it's a whole new world. Because a couple of things happen when you meal plan, when you write it out on paper. There's a couple of things that happen. One, you now have a plan, okay? So you know what you're having for dinner every night of the week. So what that eliminates is that lovely question we all get from everybody in our family: hey, what's for dinner? At 5:30 in the afternoon. And you're like, I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you got? I don't know. Let me go check. That is the most annoying question in the world. You have a plan? That question goes away, and it's awesome, because now it's like, Monday, we're going to have soup and veggies, and Leonard's going to have spaghetti and rolls. How awesome is that? There's a plan. I don't have to think. I don't have to ask. I don't have to be curious if I have it in my refrigerator or not, because I made a plan. I know what's in there. It's awesome. It's a time saver. No more stupid questions. The other thing that it does, which was huge for me, because I'm a list maker, is I now have a very specific grocery list that when I meal plan on Sunday, the first thing I do is kind of take a quick inventory of what's in my pantry and what's in my refrigerator and freezer, and those are the meals that we start with. And then if I'm planning on going to the grocery store that week, I make my grocery list off of what we planned, and I stick to that grocery list. I have saved a ton of money by meal planning, because I don't buy crap anymore. I don't buy wasteful food. Oh, look, that roast looks really good. I'll buy that, and then never cook it. Because if it's not on the meal plan, you just waste stuff. So you're going to save time, you're going to save money, and you're going to save yourself from that annoying what's for dinner question. Okay? So for anything else, even if it's not even for a healthy lifestyle, just saving those 3 things, it's worth meal planning. I'm sad that I didn't start doing this years ago. Oh my God, that question, what's for dinner? I hate that question. I don't hear that question anymore. So on Sundays, let me get down to the nitty gritty now. So on Sundays, we have our meal plan. We sit down, Leonard and I sit down, and I take it one step further because if you know me, I am a list maker, and if you know my husband, he actually loves to meal plan, but I make it as simple as possible for him. So I write down what's already in my pantry or what I know I can pick up at the store if I'm going to the grocery store, and I give that to him and let him decide what night he wants what to eat. Now from this, again, Leonard and I have crazy schedules. Not everybody's schedule lines up like ours because he actually eats dinner around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I may not eat dinner until 6 or 7. So when I'm making dinner for him, that may not be my dinner. If it is my dinner, I may make 2 versions of it. But like on the weekends when I'm cooking dinner, and I cook 7 days a week, when I'm cooking dinner, I may make, if I'm making enchiladas, I may make a pan of enchiladas for him, and then in the same pan, I'm going to put mine with corn tortillas, mine with spinach in it, mine with mushroom in it, in the same pan. They're just not the same beef-filled enchiladas like he has, but everything else is the same. I just make small variations. If I'm making homemade pizza, I make his, and if I am not in the mood or don't have the time to make cauliflower pizza, I will take part of his pizza crust and I will put my toppings on it. So there are always variations that you can do when it comes to meal planning. So you have to have a plan. That's the key. Again, I can't stress that enough. You have to have a plan. So when it comes to following your meal plan, whichever, I got 1,000 books, whichever plan you're following, one of the first things that you're going to do is you need to read this. It's just like anything else. You need to educate yourself on what you're actually doing. And then in every meal plan book, there is a calorie calculation container conversion chart thingamajob. I wonder what the actual terminology of it is for. You would think I should know that by now. Calorie intake section. It tells you how to calculate your food. Anyway, I don't know where it is in this book. That's really not good, is it? Sorry, I'm wasting your time. Anyway, you find it in your book. You do a better job of it than I am. I know what mine is, so that's why I don't. We'll go to another book. I know it's in here too. So it's generally in the getting started section. And what it does, calculate your calorie target. It asks you some simple questions. If you want to lose weight, tone up, maintain. And then it asks you how your active lifestyle is. And, you know, it gives you this formula that you're supposed to use. And from this formula, it tells you what your calorie content is. And then it tells you how many of each container you get on your plan. So for me, I do the 12 to $14.99 plan. So I get 3 green, 2 purple, I get 4 reds, I get 2 yellows, I get 1 blue, I get 2 orange, and 1 orange, whoopsie, and 2 teaspoons. So that's what I try to hit every day, and that is a ton of food. So now that I know my calorie content, when Leonard and I are making our meal plans, we always start with dinner because that's his main meal of the day. With his schedule, that is his main meal of the day. And so I have to make sure I make it as healthy and as yummy as possible. So when we decide his dinner, if it's a dinner I'm not going to have, then I go ahead and decide what I'm going to have for dinner on that same day. So like, I am not a fan of meatloaf. He loves it. I do not. So when he has meatloaf, I generally have something else, like Mexican boats or zucchini noodles or a turkey burger, whatever I have something different, but I write it down. And so once I have that, I know what my container count's going to be for dinner. So then I just kind of work backwards, and then I figure out the rest of my container counts for the rest of the day. So once I have dinner figured out, for breakfast, I generally have a red, a green, and a purple. That's generally what I have because that's what I'm used to, whether it's eggs, veggies, and fruit, or if it's Shakeology with veggies and fruit, or something to that effect. That's what I have for breakfast. So between that and dinner, my lunch and my snacks are just filling in my container counts. And I keep up with my container counts on tally sheets. And I know I've shared that in the past before. Like, I print this out every week. It's very methodical for me to print this out, and I handwrite and fill all this in. And so as I'm having my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I fill in my container counts. Now, there's also an awesome app. If you're a tech person, it's a 21-day fix app, and you can fill in your containers that way. So once you've taken the time to figure out what you're gonna have for dinner, find your recipes. Use your tools. There's all kinds of stuff from Fixate. There's all kinds of stuff in your meal planning guides. There's Pinterest. Oh my God, Pinterest. We all love Pinterest. I save everything and kind of keep it in a book. And you just start making your recipes. And then if you're very new to this and you don't know where to start and you're so overwhelmed, oh, you don't know what to do, start small. Pick one meal. Plan that meal for a week. And once you get the hang of it, maybe plan 2 meals. Start small. If you need tips and tricks on what to get at the grocery store and what containers they are, the Smarter Not Harder grocery list is awesome because it tells you what things are for what colors. You can just print this out and take that with you. But if you have a plan and you have a list, you're going to be successful. So I challenge you all just to sit down and start putting pen to paper and start coming up with little plans along the way. And because I am obsessed with meal planning, ask me. I've probably planned it, made it, or done something at one point in time. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to put your meal plan together with you. I'm happy to share my meal plans with you. And I do challenge you to start trying it. The other thing, once you get your meal plan down, what day you decide to meal plan, I challenge you to find a couple of hours and start meal prepping. Now, my meal prep may be different than your meal prep, but like I was saying, on Sundays, I make a batch of quinoa. I make a batch of brown rice. I do a bunch of boiled eggs. I go ahead and pre-make salads. If we're doing overnight oats that week, I do that. If I'm having grilled chicken on my salad, I grill up a bunch of chicken and put it in Ziploc bags. If I have a big bunch of fruit, if I have a new honeydew or watermelon that I need to cut up, I cut it up. If, it's just the little things that you can do ahead of time, do them. And it makes life 1,000 times easier. So now that I've starting to ramble, I do challenge you, pen and paper, make a list. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be yours. And you need to take the time to figure out at least your dinners for the week, or your lunches, or your breakfast. If you don't know how to do it, start small. Pick one and go with that. And once you figure out how to do that one, add another meal. Once you figure out that one, add the others. You just keep building that momentum until you are confident in your meal planning and your meal prepping. So for this week, I know this week is going to be weird, but I'll be meal planning on Sunday for me. But I challenge you all to go ahead and start thinking about this, especially if this is new or it's something you struggle with. Go ahead and start thinking ahead of time, thinking, well, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. So when you do sit down to meal plan, you can look through your recipe books, you can look through your guidebooks, you can start putting it together, and you can have a plan, and you're going to have a successful week when it comes to your eating and your nutrition. So that's the ultimate goal. But the saving time and the saving money and the no, my God, what is for dinner question ending, that's just the bonus. So now that I'm rambling, I'm going to be done. Please shoot me a message or comment below if you have questions, specific questions about meal planning. If you want me to work with you one-on-one on your meal plan, happy to do it. Happy to do it. I love meal planning. So until we meet again, bye.